Hello everyone, welcome once again to Virtue's Last Reward. If we remember what happened last time, well, we had completed the puzzles in the crew quarters, everyone had gathered together outside, down the hallway, as they all had solved their own respective puzzles. However, the chromatic doors, that we saw there said that it was going to be 2 hours before they opened. So instead of waiting around for something to happen, we went back to the initial warehouse where Zero the Third said that we were about to play the Ambidex game. So we don't actually know what these are right now, but we're heading into the AB rooms to see what it is we need to do here. We know that the partners have to go into the rooms together. And of course our partner is Phi. So far there has...
me.
Oh, we got voice?
Just hurry up and get in there.
An Ambidex gate has been opened. 45 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
Something wrong? What are you talking about? Of course there isn't anyone here. Let's get inside. This looks just like the room we woke up in.
So I guess all the elevators must look the same.
That screen.
Okay, so last time the screen just gave us the password for the safe, but now it's telling us that we're going to make some kind of vote on something? Well, I think voting is what we do best.
Shit! The hell are you doing, you idiot?
What? What? It told us to press start when we were ready. No purpose leaving this to the... No purpose putting anything off.
Did you even read what it said?
Sort of. It said something about voting for something. I don't know.
Once you press that button, it locks the door for 40 minutes. Now, thanks to your stupid ass, we're stuck in here for almost an hour.
We were going to have to do it anyway, probably. Might as well just get it out of the way.
Yes, really. Ugh.
Hey! Looks like everybody's closed their AB gates.
Hey, Zero.
That's the door to the AB room, silly. You're in the AB room right now.
Does Zero the Third's voice sound a bit more Saturday morning cartoonish than it did last time?
Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll be continuing my earlier explanation.
Now, let's get this party started! Let me tell you about the AB game.
It's a good thing this is all in text, so we don't miss any of the puns. I might have missed that one if I was just listening to it.
Since it's a game, you're obviously going to have an opponent. But it's not like this is a battle royale where you just fight everybody. Each round will be a one-on-one battle. Mono a mono, or mono a womano. Well, there are 2 people in each pair, aren't there?
So it'll be more of a 2-on-1 battle, I guess.
Now, I imagine you're all wondering who your opponent is going to be. It's actually really easy. You'll be competing against whoever you paired up with to go through the chromatic doors. For example, Siggy and Fido paired up with Alas and went through the cyan door.
didn't they? That means that Ziggy and Fido will be playing against Alas. And it goes the other way, too. Alas's opponent will be Ziggy and Fido. Obviously, that means Potassium and Cleaver's enemy will be Hermione.
I can't even remember who Potassium is supposed to be.
And B.O. and Quirk's enemy will be Moody!
Well, I guess enemy isn't really the right word, is it? After all, if you choose ally, then they're your ally.
What? Don't get it? Well, don't worry. Just listen while Zero the Third explains it all.
First, I want everybody to focus on the screen on the device in the back of the room. You should see A, ally, and B, betray on it. Do you?
All you guys have to do
Is pick! Just pick one of those easy options!
your BP will go up or down, depending on what you pick.
And we're told that we do want to increase our BP to eventually be able to open the number 9 door.
It's a little complicated, and some of you are a little slow. So, I made this handy chart. The
All right.
plus and minus are from your point of view.
So is it going to be the case that it's... Yeah, let's see. So us, an ally. So I guess the maximum points we could get would be 3 if...
So, let's say you choose ally, and so does your opponent.
I wonder if Sigma and Phi get points individually, or if the points go to the same team.
You'll get 2 BP, and so will they.
And you'll all get a nice warm, fuzzy feeling inside.
We call that
The best pals outcome.
Aww.
Just puts a smile on your face, doesn't it?
next is what you get if you choose ally, but your opponent chooses to betray. If that happens, you lose 2 BP, and they get 3. We call that the stupid jerk face outcome.
Okay, so if someone screws someone over who is trying to do right, then the person who did the screwing gets maximum points.
So
Okay.
if you did that to me, I'd skin him and stew him with some taters. The third choice is the opposite of that. It's when you choose betray, but your nice, innocent opponent chooses ally. This time, you're the one who gets 3 BP, and they're the one who loses 2. We call that the serves them right outcome. I mean, what were they thinking? Choosing ally was a stupid choice, and there's nothing for you to feel guilty about. And finally, the very last scenario. This is when you choose betray, and so does your opponent. If that happens, neither of you gets or loses anything. Absolutely 0 change in BP. Boring. We call this the why even bother outcome. As the game master here, this is the situation I want to avoid the most. You're probably wondering about the pairs, aren't you? Well, let me explain. Remember how I told you that both people in a pair share a destiny? Well, that applies here, too. The 2 of you only get 1 vote. You get to choose once between ally or betray. That doesn't mean you split your points, though. You both get 3 points, or lose 2 points, or whatever.
Okay, so points are attached to both Sigma and Phi.
In other words, what you see on this chart is what you get.
Okay then.
I think that about does it for the basic rules.
Well, actually, there's a little bit more, but
It'll just have to wait, I guess.
I guess Zero the Third thought this might be getting a little bit long-winded. Sigma can't wait for more of this exposition, though.
Hush now.
it'll be okay.
"30 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes."
That seemed a little fast.
Anyway, I've gotta hop along now. Don't do something harebrained and wait until the last minute. You got plenty of time, so think it out. Bye-bye now. Have a nice trust.
Alright, so it seems that if everyone had the mindset of working in a group, the only option would be for everyone to pick ally every time, because not only does that mean that individuals get more points, but the group as a whole gets more points. Whereas even if someone gets screwed over, then points are taken away from the group as a whole. I don't know if it'll ever be the case that the group needs cumulative points, but it seems that the smart money would be just to pick ally every time. If we could trust other people to pick ally.
About the AB game? Yeah, it's a tough call. This is really kind of an interesting game. Seems like it's based on the prisoner's dilemma. You've never heard of it?
Tell me all about it.
It's a thought experiment that uses game theory to examine why people do or don't cooperate. Let's say Apple and Banana have committed a serious crime.
Those are pretty great illustrations. I can tell that those are a couple hardened criminals right there.
I just gave them the first names I thought of. They don't mean anything. Anyway, Apple and Banana are caught by the police and sent off to separate cells far away from one another. In other words, there's no way for them to contact each other. And they're not like telepaths or something.
It would be pretty awesome if they were.
So that's the setup. You following me? So, a detective shows up. He visits each cell and tells them both exactly the same thing. Goes something like this.
You can both clam up if that's what you want. We're gonna have to put you both in the slammer for 2 years if you do. Now, if you flip on your pal over there, tell me everything. I can get your sentence reduced to 1 year. That means your buddy will serve 15, but that ain't your problem, right? Of course, if he decides to spill the beans, it goes the other way. He gets 1 year, and you get to spend 15 years eating government cheese. You're probably wondering if both of you confess. Well, I can shave off a little time for saving me trouble, but you'll still both do 10 years. So, punk, what's it gonna be?
This doesn't seem like quite the same thing, because if they both ally, they'll still go to jail, whereas in our case, we'll both get points.
You gonna give me what I want, or you gonna keep that trap shut?
Or actually, maybe ally would be considering... No, actually, I'm sorry. That's if they both betray, they both go to jail. Of course, the detective would not bring up the option for both of them to clam up.
Of course, I told your partner the same thing I just told you. I wonder if you can trust him to keep the cat in the bag. No rush. I'll give you plenty of time to think about it.
Yeah. What would you do? Say you were in Apple or Banana's shoes.
Okay, so it did come up. If they both stay silent, they get 2 years. I still don't think this puzzle really matches up to our own situation, though. Because we want points. We don't want jail time. And if we allied in that situation, we would both get jail time. Whereas if we ally in this situation, we get points, so everyone wins.
Interesting. But you're forgetting something important. That Banana will be thinking the same thing.
Right, and they don't get to communicate with each other.
So you'll both confess, and you'll both end up serving 10 years. Do you get it? If you both trusted each other, then neither of you would have served more than 2 years. But because you both made the decision based on your own self-interest, you're gonna spend 8 more years in prison. In other words, the logical decision leads not only to a less desirable outcome on the group level, but also a pretty shitty situation on the personal level, too. You see now? The A-B game is the prisoner's dilemma.
I wonder how Alice is figuring all this out if she doesn't have anyone to talk to, and obviously Sigma just was not getting it.
Yeah, but this is where it gets interesting. Let's say for a moment all 9 of us are on one team. Who would we be playing against? Right. So we can assume the 9 of us are fighting Zero in the AB game. If you look at it that way, what would we want to do to beat him? Just look at the point totals. Say we all picked Ally. What would our total points be? Okay, now let's say one of the pairs chooses Betray. Yeah. So, what does that tell you?
Alright, so maybe cumulative points do come into play at some point.
Exactly. In this game, if each individual acts for the benefit of the whole group, everyone benefits.
You know, if I was pretty angry at us for pressing that button to close the doors so we wouldn't be able to get out in 40 minutes, but obviously we needed that time to talk about all this.
But if everyone starts looking out for themselves, it'll impact the group negatively.
If we press the button after all this explanation, then we'd just be waiting around for a while.
And eventually, it'll impact them negatively too. If all of us choose Betray, then the group gets 0 points. Ultimately, nobody benefits. Not even the individual. In other words, selfish but logical decisions hurt everyone. And they hurt you. No. I mean the opposite. If you're going to make the most logical choice here, the only option is Betray. No, I didn't. It's not the prisoner's solution. It's the prisoner's dilemma. Even though there's an outcome where everybody's happy, the choice you'd have to make for that outcome isn't the rational one.
Kinda is. If everyone knows they can trust everyone, then we can all just get points. If anyone starts to consider that maybe someone can't be trusted and might betray them, then we might ultimately lose points.
You want to pick it, but you can't.
And if the enemy is Zero, and we're trying to play against Zero, then Allies just seems the logical one all around.
A dilemma.
Of course we can trust everyone. Why wouldn't we be able to trust? Everyone seems like good people.
If we choose ally and Alice does too, then yes, it'll be great. All three of us will get 2 points. That would be ideal, obviously. And it would help everybody. But what if Alice chooses betray?
After everything we've been through with her in the crew quarters, come on, she would never do that.
Right. And if that happens, we're screwed. So,
20 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
The people who just win in solo just must be sitting around, very bored right now.
unless we can be certain that Alice will choose ally, we don't have a choice. We have to choose betray. Unfortunately, we don't have any way to know that for certain. That means we have to make the rational choice. It would be great to make the right choice, but we can't.
I'm still not sure about this being the rational choice. If we choose to betray, and then everyone else in the group knows that we picked betray, that seems like that could be something that would harm us in the long run.
Oh, knock it off. This is getting old.
It is a good question, though.
What about you? Are you working with Zero? You're too calm. You wake up trapped in some kind of twisted game and it doesn't even faze you?
I mean,
That hardly seems normal.
I wouldn't say Fi's been very phased herself.
Don't change the subject. We're talking about you.
I thought we were talking about Fi?
Maybe you actually do know me. Sigma. Just let it go. Our time's up. This is it. Before it ends, I wanted to tell you thanks. You know we're about to die, but you still stuck with me. So, thank you, Sigma. Goodbye.
This must be a flashback from one of the alternate endings that obviously we got before we even started the game.
What's wrong? Saw what? explosion? Whoa, Sigma! Calm down. What are you talking about?
Talking about the flashback we just had. It looked like a black and white movie with torn film.
What is it now? It hurts? You know, you said it hurt when you first woke up in the AB room, too.
Maybe it did.
Are you all right? Maybe you should rest a little. Of course. I shouldn't have worried.
Don't they have to make a vote? We still haven't done that yet. You know, I'm sure Alice is not having to worry about weird conversations and flashbacks in her room. She probably voted right after Zero told us about what to do, and she's just been sitting around wondering why they have to wait for so long before the doors open, because obviously everyone else voted at the same time. Yeah, it was nothing. We were just seeing things. It's a bad situation.
Five minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
Really, Zero should just pop up on the screen to ask us, what are we doing? What is taking so long?
All players, please enter your votes. If no vote is recorded before the deadline has passed, any non-voting parties will automatically ally.
Okay. We're running out of time, Sigma. There was a time limit. Remember the whole voting thing? I mean, that wasn't that long ago.
What, do you need a translator? If you don't vote fast enough, then it'll set your vote to ally. Make sense? Or do I need to use smaller words?
Now, let's not do any more explanation, please.
I guess not. We're already in here, though.
Well, that brings up an interesting idea.
So, we might as well figure out what we're gonna do.
And if the next time we do one of these things, maybe everyone should just hang out outside, because of course we're all going to pick ally anyway.
What's it gonna be, Sigma? Ally or betray? Well, I didn't say should. I just said we didn't really have a choice.
Whoops.
It's completely different. The former is an active opinion. The latter is just passive information. Yeah.
I think Sigma just doesn't want to take responsibility here for making this choice. Yeah, that was the answer she gave last time. Just a whole lot of ellipses, which this game really loves.
We die. If our BP drops to 0, we die. The needles in our bracelets activate. Yeah. I don't know. I swear, I don't. I know somehow. There's just this feeling I've got. Like, that's what'll happen.
Well, I mean, we should be able to accept that. We just saw a flashback of something that didn't happen and the place blowing up, so... Why are we not believing that? Oh, right, our own flashback that we just had.
What? What? What the hell are you talking about? You sounded like a crazy person the first time, too. Seriously, Sigma, are you okay? I think there's something wrong with you.
We don't have too much time. I mean, if we run out of time, we'll just automatically pick Ally, but if we wanted to pick Betray, we're kind of running out here. I mean, yes, it is the case that the characters in the Zero Escape games are excellent at wasting time, but yeah, we're kind of getting down to it right now.
1 minute remains until Ambidex game polling closes.
Hey, it's almost time. What are you gonna pick? If you aren't going to do it, then You're gonna choose Betray, right? Alright. Take it away.
30 seconds remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
Kind of taking it down to the wire here. Let me just narrate this to myself before I make the choice. Right? Well, there's two. There's not too many to run over. There is only one possible choice. And I guess we're going to figure out what that choice is when we come back in a few minutes, as it has been a half an hour. So I'll be right back with more of Virtue's Last Reward in a few minutes, as we'll figure out, after all that, which one we decide to go with. Will we ally, or will we betray? See you in a few with the resolution to this tense decision that has taken us like around 40 or 45 minutes to come to. Be right back.